your damn luck.
Hello, everyone. I don't know what that was, but it got me pumped up. Welcome to Mostly Football, episode 12. Tonight, I got Nate with me. We're talking MLB All-Star game. We're talking NBA trades. Deshaun Watson might sue the NFL. And also, we're breaking down the AFC West. Oh, we got a fun little treat for you as well. We're going to bring you the top 5 fantasy football stacks for 2022. Enjoy! That's enough. Bam's getting rowdy already. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Bam's ready, I'm ready, Nate is ready. We are going to be breaking down the AFC West tonight. We have so much in store for you as we wrap up our divisional breakdowns. Nate, sir, first and foremost, as I always start off every show, how was your weekend?
Oh, it was a pretty good weekend. It wasn't too bad. Nice and relaxed, you know.
Catch up on all that beauty sleep you needed?
Trying. I got to travel this weekend.
Man, AJ, I think we finally got the antibiotic that cured her ear infection because
Nice.
it's been a doozy.
Yeah, those aren't fun. Those are not fun at all.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to the tube stages yet. Thank goodness. No surgery, no tubes in the ears, nothing like that just yet. But man, it's nice to get some relief after all that crying and staying up and whatnot. The funny thing is, I take her to my mom's house. It's like instant nap time. You know, it's unreal. She's got the remedy over there. So I figured we'd start off the show a little lighthearted. There's kind of some not so serious, fun, easy news here in the MLB. Supposedly, do you watch the All-Star game at all in the MLB ever?
I don't. I mean, if I'm flipping through and I can't find anything I made, but the only time I really watch baseball is playoff time. That's the only time I actually watch baseball. It's right when the playoffs start, going into the World Series.
Well, here we have this year's MLB All-Star game from ESPN.com to be decided by home run derby if tied after 9 innings. So that's kind of an interesting little twist here.
I like that's absolutely interesting. And you know, for me, it's just like I'm starting to see, and the NBA started it. The NBA started realizing like how piss poor people were. Like people wasn't really caring about the All-Star game anymore, and how you know the attention wasn't there anymore. So what they do, they start changing it. They add little changes here and there. They do the whole point thing here and there, and it becomes more interesting. And I see the MLB is doing the same thing now.
I mean, personally, I think if they really wanted to jazz it up, I mean, make steroids a thing again. You know, let's go Mark McGwire. Let's go Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds. Come on. That was the golden age.
No, nobody wants steroids anymore. I'm just ready for the NFL to start making changes to the Pro Bowl. Like at this point, you gotta figure out other things to do to make it more interesting. Like it's shit. Like nobody wants to be in it anymore. I remember when it was a thing. It was like people anticipated it after the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
It was something we anticipated. But now it's like it's before the Super Bowl. The top players aren't in it, and it's half-assed. No one cares. Hell, even players have called out the performance. So
yeah,
they got to figure out something.
It's true, man, and it's kind of like an overall societal thing. I mean, who gives a crap about the Grammys or the Emmys or the Oscars? You know, any sort of like award ceremony, like. Who cares? You know, if I want to catch the highlights at some point, maybe I will later on down the road, but it's nothing worth catching at the time.
I mean, even if it's like, you know, bringing in like, for me personally, I think like bringing like old play, bringing some like the Hall of Famers, have them like coach, like have them coach one side and have them coach the other side, or bring in celebrities, or figure out ways to do this.
Well, I thought they were gonna this year. I think the NFL was shifting toward more of like a skills-based competition, which sounds pretty cool.
I mean, they've had that before.
Yeah. I just think they're gonna do that like totally now instead of trying to do it half-assed. Like, oh, you know, Thursday and Friday we're going to do the skills thing, and then Saturday or Sunday do the game or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of funny how like the NFL got tired of paying for all these guys to go to Hawaii and all that. So then they moved the game to Orlando, and now they're scaling back even more. It's just eventually it'll just be like dinner at Chick-fil-A or something like that.
I mean, there's so many ideas you can go with this, and it's just like you can make it a whole weekend. Oh fuck, make it a whole week. Make it an entire week. Do something that's gonna bring the fans back to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, make it Vegas friendly, make it gambling friendly.
Yeah, something.
Next up here, this is how up to date we are on our NBA talk. Nate and I we just missed.
Well, Brittany Griner took up most of last week, so
yeah, we weren't even here last week, and we weren't able to tell you the news. Rudy Gobert, big time blockbuster trade in the NBA. This year from NBA.com, Jazz trade Rudy Gobert to Wolves in multiplayer deal. Minnesota sends a steep package, including 5 players and 5 picks to Utah. All NBA center Rudy Gobert is on the move after being traded by the Utah Jazz to the Minnesota Timberwolves, the team announced today. The Timberwolves receive Rudy Gobert. The Jazz receive. Let me clear my throat here and get some air for this one. The Jazz receive Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverley, Leandro Bolmaro, Walker Kessler, Jared Vanderbilt, a 2023 first-round pick, a 2025 first-round pick, a 2026 pick swap, a 2027 first-round pick, and a 2029 first-round pick. Nate, what do you think of that trade?
Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no way. There's no way in hell. I knew they got a haul. I just didn't know how bad it was. Ain't no fucking way. There ain't no fucking.
Look at that.
So what you telling me is, you traded well, we're gonna not Patrick Beverley, but Malik Beasley, Leandro Bolmaro, Walker Kessler in the that's too much. That's too much. That's too much. That's too much. That's way too much for me.
Fuji's in the house. What's up, sir?
Fuji.
Good to see you, my friend.
That's too much. Not for him. Because what happens if it don't pan out? And more than likely, it probably won't pan out. Because they're thinking like, well, Cat's already established. And what's his name? Anthony. What's his name? What's his last name? I can't think of the kid's last name.
On the Jazz?
No, for the Timberwolves.
Oh.
He's from Georgia. Anthony, I can't think his damn name. Anyway, they got D'Angelo Russell. So I guess they're assuming that this is going to be it. This is going to be the guy that's going to get them over that hump and get them into the second round. Because I don't think they've been in the second round in a while.
This is the final piece right here.
I don't think so. I think they gave up too much for a waste of time. I think so. I think that's just too much. That's just too much for Rudy Gobert.
It is a freaking haul, that's for sure. For a guy who shut down the world. Thanks, Rudy Gobert. All sports stock because of you.
Right, exactly. He started it. But you got to think about
COVID master, Rudy Gobert.
As defensively, what is he really good for? I mean, he's only good to protect the paint. Anything other than that, he's useless. He can't protect. He can't defend the perimeter. When it comes to switching on picks, he's lost in space. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Because I'm gonna tell you like this: Golden State's gonna come back healthy. Because I've been catching a lot of the summer league games, and man, Kuminga and Wiseman are gonna be a problem next season. That's just what it's gonna be. Wiseman is gonna be the big man they always needed, and Kuminga's gonna bring some of that. He's gonna get a lot of points off the bench.
Yeah, I like Gobert. I mean, you definitely pay attention more than I do. I've always seen him as a difference maker, but maybe he's on the downside of his career from the last time I saw him.
Only way he's he gonna make you rethink coming in the paint. But when it comes to getting him put in those pick and roll situations, it's a done deal. He lost in space. He's gonna be lost in space. So I don't know. I don't see. It looks good on paper. Everything looks good on paper. It's
got a few other deals here from NBA.com. The Knicks have dealt Alec Burks and Nerlens Noel to the Pistons. The Pistons get Burks, Noel, a 2023 second round, a 2026 second round, and cash considerations. The Knicks get Nikola Radicevic.
Shit,
right?
Basically. They got shit.
The Knicks got shit.
They got shit because do you want to talk about bad franchises? The Knicks are historically bad. Okay, they're a historically bad franchise.
The Celtics have acquired a guy I vaguely know from 1 year of playing fantasy basketball. Malcolm Brogdon was pretty good. Last time I saw.
When I say you got swindled, the Pacers got swindled. Okay.
I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players and a first round pick for Brogdon.
Swindled. Okay.
Wow.
They got swindled.
Let's just say it. The Pacers gave up Daniel Theis, Aaron Nesmith, Malik Fitz, Juwan Morgan, and Nick Stauskas and a 2023 first round.
You hear me? They got swindled. Okay. They basically traded Malcolm Brogdon away for a paperclip in the shoestring. Okay. Because those players that you just saw are bench players at best, and they're not. None of that shit's gonna pan out. All those dudes you see probably gonna be on the free agent.
That's a bonus.
Swindle.
Another name that I have recognized here, Kevin Huerter.
This trade here. It's I don't know too much about Kevin Huerter or whatever his name is. I don't know too much about him. But the Hawks got they got help. Justin Holiday and Maurice Harkless. They got some guys off the bench that can come help them off the bench.
Okay. And a future first round pick in that deal as well. Man, things are happening in the NBA.
Yeah, everyone's still sitting around pins and needles waiting to see what happens with KD and Kyrie. Brooklyn's asking for way too much for KD. They offered the Timberwolves KD, and in return they would get Karl Anthony Towns and the other young player. I was like, you on crack if you think that's happening. Drugs. I'm not giving my young guys for you.
Not the big cat.
No, you're on drugs. I'm not giving my young talent away for Kevin Durant.
And what did I see? Something along the lines of like Harden is good with whatever the Sixers have left. Something like that.
Yeah. That Harden, that right there shows me he's maturing. That right there shows me he is maturing. He's like, I want to win and I want to win now. Because you got to think about it. I mean, he's seen a lot of his teammates win championships.
Right.
I mean, he's seen Golden State win 4. KD won 2 of them with Golden State. LeBron has won a couple. So he's seeing these guys. I mean, look at Giannis. He's won one. I mean, he's seeing it and he's realizing we have the talent. We just need a little bit more help.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know for Philly. I don't know. You got to get rid of. You got to get rid of your coach. That's who you got to get rid of.
Who's the coach?
He's coach Celtics.
Not Doc.
Yeah, Doc Rivers is their
okay.
coach. Yeah, you got to get rid of Doc. Doc is not the guy. Like he's proved it to you. He won once in Boston, and that was it. And he's choked away leads in the second and third. He's not that coach. You got to get rid of him. But if they feel like Doc's still a good coach, I'm trying to figure out why guys like Mark Jackson's not getting a shot. But I Googled it. I Googled why he was being blackballed, and allegedly, he made some homophobic comments about a couple people in the NBA. Yeah. Let me find it because what I read is beyond me. It blows my mind. So basically, what happens is the allegations are that he made graphic homophobic comments. That's what was said. So what was said was he referred to Let me see. Who's the first gay NBA player to come out as gay?
Larry Bird.
No, fucking Larry Bird, dude. Let's see.
I need to watch what I say because I just got off Facebook restrictions. I don't know if I'll even be able to post this tonight.
He said I just got off Facebook. What'd you do? I don't know why I'm asking that question. I know exactly what you did.
Dude, it was ridiculous. I actually got in trouble for talking smack about a movie you guys made me watch.
What are you talking about?
Over the Top.
Over the Top is an awesome movie.
They were talking about it on Strikeout Beer last week, and I'm in the group chat, and I made a sarcastic comment. I said, only the best dads encourage their sons to arm wrestle random lot lizard kids at white trash diners. And Facebook hit me with hate speech.
That is hate speech, you ass.
I'm just like, you can't hate speech on white people. Come on.
That is extraordinarily hate speech. What are you talking about? So anyway, I can't find it right now. So apparently the words that he used was he referred to, I think it was John Collins. And it was another executive somewhere. And he referred to them as penis grabbers.
Oh, wow. I thought you were going to say the word that rhymes with maggots. But wow.
No.
Penis grabbers. That's very specific.
Referred to them. But my question is, if that was true, why is he on TV? Why is he still sitting on TNT?
That's like the most appropriate way to call someone a cocksucker. I mean, that's fantastic.
Is. But my thing is why would you?
Yeah, why now? Right?
Why is he still employed? Why is he still broadcasting? Why is he still on 2K? Why is he here? Like that's right there. It kind of just blows my mind. I feel like Golden State did that so he wouldn't recreate what he did in Golden State, because we all know Golden State is his creation.
It is a dirty, rotten trick.
I mean, I believe it is.
No, really, this happens a lot. Like, guys have, dirt. It's not even like dirt, really. It's just something that was said somewhere in the ether of time, and it gets dragged up at like these moments. Like you said, the guy's been on TV, he's been calling games for how long, and now all of a sudden it's a thing.
Because every time his name comes back up, these allegations tend to pop back up. Because he was a finalist for the Sacramento job, and then he was a finalist for a few other jobs. But all of a sudden, now these these allegations come back up, but yet he's still on TV. TNT hasn't said anything, and all these no one's cutting him out. He called the finals. So either they're okay with the comments that he made, or it's bullshit.
I'm not even sold on being homophobic. I mean, I've literally seen with my own eyes Draymond Green grab penises on the court numerous times. Now, he's a penis slapper. Is that homophobic? You know what I mean? Jeez. Moving on. We have a great story here in the never-ending saga that is Deshaun Watson and the NFL. He's
going to lose.
This from Mike Fisher of the, it's from Sports Illustrated, some sort of Houston affiliate, Texans Daily. Reads here, Texans X Deshaun Watson. Texans X. Doesn't even say quarterback. It just says he's an X. That's great. Yeah, just sued my ex. May sue NFL in federal court over suspension. So if Deshaun Watson gets suspended, he is ready to counterpunch with a lawsuit of his own.
Here's the problem with that. Here's the problem with that. He paid these women off. You settled. If you didn't do anything, why did you settle? That's the question. If you didn't do anything, why are you settling? I'm not paying you B-words anything. You ain't getting Nathan from me. If I know I didn't do anything, you ain't getting a dime from me.
Chicken head.
You're not getting nothing. I'm not paying. I'm not. And that's the thing. Like, the stupid part is the fact that he paid these women. He settled. I'm not settling anything. If you're accusing me of doing something inappropriate with you, and there's no evidence, I'm coming for your neck. Period. I'm not giving you any money. You're not getting Nathan from me. The Texans settled with these women because they were being accused that they turned a blind eye to it.
Yep.
No, I'm not paying you anything. If I'm not in jail, okay. I mean, let's think about it. R. Kelly got 30 years. If I'm not in jail, I'm not giving you Nathan.
R. Kelly got 30. Ghislaine Maxwell got 20.
You're not getting none of my money.
The scales are equal.
I didn't do anything, so I'm not giving you near dime. But the fact that he paid these women off, if the NFL decides to suspend him, that's it. You did it to yourself. This is what happens when you do stupid shit.
Yeah, it is definitely admitting some sort of guilt when you reach a settlement. It feels
100%.
It says Watson traded this spring by Houston to the Browns, intends to file a lawsuit against the NFL in federal court if the league suspends him for the full season. According to Yahoo's Charles Robinson, Watson recently reached a settlement agreement with 20 of the 24 women who have accused him of sexual misconduct. The Texans, meanwhile, have reached settlements with all 30 of the women, with claims that the franchise was culpable in Watson's alleged sexual misconduct. Watson and his circle now await a ruling from the league arbitrator regarding his suspension, with the NFL commissioner, Roger Goodell, still holding power to enforce and even extend the suspension. What's that?
Suspend his ass. Because and the thing is, I'm not suspending you because you did anything. I'm suspending you because you're an idiot. You allow someone in your circle to say, hey, let's just settle with these women and get this shit over with. Settling means guilt. Saying I'm sorry means guilt. I'm not apologizing for nothing. I'm not saying I'm sorry for something I didn't do. I'm not giving you any money for something I didn't do. The courts, 2 Supreme Courts saw that I didn't do Nathan. I'm not giving you no money at all. You're getting none of my money. But he chose to settle with these women, which tells me this. You did something wrong. That's what it tells me.
Do you think that, or do you think it was just like the path of least resistance? Like, this will get me back on the playing field quickest because it will get rid of my legal troubles?
Whoever told him that needs to be fired. Whoever told him that needs to be fired. Listen to me. If someone accuses me of rape, okay, or sexual misconduct or anything, you better be prepared to go to war. You better be prepared to go to war. I'm just gonna be ready. I'm gonna be real with you. You better be fucking prepared to go to war with me, because I am not gonna let you shit on my name. That's what you're not gonna do. You're not gonna shit on my name. You better be damn well prepared to go to war for as long as it takes. I'm not gonna sit here and just be like, oh, it's no big deal. It's just accusing me of. No, you better be prepared for this shit, because especially if I got the money for it. Oh, you better be prepared for this shit, because I'm about to drag your ass through all. You're gonna have to bring evidence, and your word against my word don't mean shit. You better have evidence. You better have police reports. You better have whatever you accuse me of. You better be damn well ready to protect that, because I'm coming for your head. Like, the fact that they settled and someone's like, well, that's easy. No, it's not. Because now to the world, you look guilty. You look fucking guilty. It's just that simple. You look guilty paying these women off. Period.
So what do you think the chances are he actually gets suspended? What would you give a percentage?
Chances of him getting suspended? Oh, the chances of him getting suspended is, before he settled, was very, very slim. After he settled, it's extremely high. There's a guarantee. I'm not gonna say he gonna miss the whole season, but there's a probability he missed a good portion of the season.
That sucks, man. I love watching him play. I mean, all that stuff aside, like, I don't want to play, what I think of what's right and what's wrong. Like, obviously, sexual misconduct is wrong. I'm not going to defend that ever, but I just want the guy to play. Like, I love watching the guy play.
And for me, honestly, I think
it's like John Jones. Just let the guy stop fucking up. Just fight already.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I think Houston did. I think Houston had a lot to do with this. I really think Houston. I think Houston had a lot to do with this situation, because
That's fair. I mean, that's a bad organization all around.
it's just like, again, like, this is how I look at things. People don't just wake up one day and snap. Okay, that doesn't happen. People don't just wake up one morning and be like, you know what, I'm just gonna go shoot up the school. No one goes from 0 to 100. There's levels. There's things that lead up to these things. Kids who are in school don't just go to school with a gun. There's levels to this shit. No, like, he didn't wake up one morning and be like, I'm just gonna start sexually harassing women. I'm gonna pop up to this massage butt ass naked with my own towel. It doesn't work. Like I said, it don't just happen. Like, it don't just come out of nowhere. Nobody just wakes up one morning and be like, I'm just gonna be a sexual predator. This shit happens. It's something that goes throughout. It's levels to this. No. And he never had any issues in college. He never had any issues in high school, as far as we know, in college, as far as we know. And his first couple years in the league, he was spotless. And then all of a sudden he wants to leave Houston, and all of a sudden he's R. Kelly Jr.? Nah, I'm sorry. I don't believe it. I don't believe the kid did it, but I do believe his legal team is stupid, because I wouldn't have paid him nothing.
I mean, like you said, Houston did pay those girls as well, and they're saying that the team is responsible for putting them in the position.
Did that fast with no arguing. Kiss my ass. I'm not paying you nothing. You got to come to court for this.
MFers, we decided to bring something a little fresh tonight. We're digging into the fantasy football world as well. This is mostly football, and you know what comes with mostly football? Fantasy football, of course. I set that up very well, knocked it out of the park. Anyway, Nate, I asked you to tell me which duo, give me 5 pairs, quarterback and wide receiver on the same team, that you think will end up with the most fantasy points total between the two by the end of the 2022 NFL season. And you came up with...
I'm going to go with the obvious. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase.
Okay, we're going from 5 to 1 or 1 to 5?
I'm just going to spit them
out. Or no particular order? Okay.
So obviously, I'm going to go, obviously the most obvious one is going to be Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. Because I feel like this is going to be their second full season together. I think they're gonna break some records this year.
Second in the NFL. I mean, if you want to go back to college.
I mean, they've been in college, right? So it's gonna be a second season in the NFL together. So they got that chemistry. I think they're gonna have a breakout season. Oh, this next one, I'm gonna have to go with Cooper Kupp and Russell Wilson.
Stafford.
No, not fucking Stafford.
No, they got to be on the same team.
Oh, they got to be on. You didn't say that.
It's a stack.
You didn't say. You said you didn't specify same team. You didn't.
I thought you knew that's how a stack works. You know, my bad.
No. Oh, so all right. So Russell Wilson and Courtland Sutton's going to have I think they're going to have a big year. For the fact that Courtland Sutton he actually has a quarterback who can throw him the ball.
Yes.
Instantly. So that's let's see.
If you go like with the mock drafts I've been doing so far, if you go heavy running back early, I mean Courtland Sutton's going like in the late 3rd, like 4th round. I mean, you can pick him up as I would think he's going to be a top 15 wide receiver, and you're going to get him in like the 4th round.
Top 15?
I mean,
I got to put in with Russell Wilson. You got to think about this. Tyler Lockett is an okay wideout. Russell Wilson made him He made him that way. Tyler Lockett's at best a top 20, maybe top 15. Russell Wilson made him good because you're going to see it this season. You're going to see it with the back quarterback play. You're going to see how you're going to really see Tyler Lockett in his glory.
Oh, I mean, when Russ had his finger injury last year, it was terrible.
Right, exactly. Exactly. So without Russ, Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf they're not going to be those guys.
I agree.
So I'm gonna have to go. I go with Russell Wilson, Cortland Sutton.
So you would clearly say Sutton is the one over Jerry Jeudy then?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Yes, he is that. He's gonna be over Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Judy's gonna be your number 2. Jerry Judy's gonna be that guy who he's gonna be the Tyler Lockett of that team. He's gonna be the scramble. He's gonna be the scramble drill because he got the speed to do it. He's gonna be the scramble drill, and he's gonna be that. They're gonna use him as Tyler Lockett. I got a big feeling for that.
I like that.
Next, I would probably have to say, and this is probably gonna be a real hot one. It's going to have to be Derek Carr and Devontae Adams.
No, that's great. Definitely honorable mention for me. They're right up there. No, not to give too much away. They didn't make my top 5. Not to give too much away. Stick around, people.
I think Devontae Adams is going to. He's not going to be the Devontae Adams in Green Bay. He's not going to lead the league in catches, and he's not going to lead the league in yards. He's not going to be that. But him and Derek Carr are going to. They're gonna build chemistry, and they're gonna build it fast. The thing is gonna be, for me, Derek Carr needs a running game. He needs Josh Jacobs to be healthy.
Mm-hmm.
If he's not healthy, it's gonna be a long season. Yeah. If they can't run the ball, it's gonna be a long season. So that's why I have them here. I didn't really want to put them here, but that's why they're there.
Well, and just like Burrow and Chase, Adams and Carr go back to college as well.
Yeah, exactly. So they got. I mean, that chemistry is not. It's a long time.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. They'll get the rust off in the preseason.
Yeah.
You said Brady and Evans, right?
I did.
Here's another one.
Thanks for giving that away as well.
I'm going to say this. I have a feeling Marcus Mariota and Drake London.
I can't believe you found a way to say Marcus Mariota's name in this conversation. You bastard. You Homer bastard.
Marcus Mariota and Drake London are going to be they're going to be a good they're going to be great together.
Wow.
They're going to be great together. I would have went with this guy behind me, but from all the articles I've been reading and everything I'm hearing is that Marcus Mariota is like steps, like yards ahead of this kid. But they're saying where he's ahead of a lot of the rookie quarterbacks that came out of his draft class. So I say Marcus Mariota and Drake London because I think that Marcus Mariota has a lot to prove. He has a lot to prove, and he has to understand, and he understands that this is my opportunity to show that I can still play this game at a high level.
Do you think London will get more targets than Pitts?
Yes.
Okay.
I say yes because he's on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to give I mean, it's a mismatch. He's what, 6'5"? So he's going to get the targets. He's going to get the targets. He's going to get the opportunities to make a name for himself. Yeah. Hold on. Hold on 1 second.
Oh yeah, you're good.
Never mind. Anyway, I say that it may not be true, but I believe that Arthur Smith has a plan. Arthur Smith has a plan, and I feel like with Marcus Mariota, he's back in that offense that he's going to be comfortable with. I think they're going to get that run game together, which is really going to help. Oh, Jesus Christ! Hold on.
Yeah, you're good.
Everybody wants to talk now.
Of course, you're a popular guy. Let it go, let it go. Now, I will say one thing that I had trouble with was building my top 5. I didn't know if I wanted to do quarterback and tight end or quarterback and wide receiver, have it be, throw Mahomes and Kelsey in here somewhere or Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews. So I'd be curious to know just my own list if I had gone with quarterback and tight end as well as receiver.
It'll be a short
where
list.
They would have fallen.
It'll be a short list. It'll definitely be a short list. If you went, because I mean, there's not a lot of great tight ends in the league. I mean, there's not a lot of teams with a lot of great tight ends.
Well, I just mean like if I had added to this list, like the ability to have a quarterback tight end duo.
Oh, okay.
I'm wondering how long before I would have gotten to, Mahomes, Kelsey. Probably not very long. Like, that's a solid connection. And they could, yeah.
I'm going to say to top my list off, to end my list, is probably going to have Cooper Kupp put up a lot of points last year.
Oh, I killed it.
He put up a lot of points. But the problem is he put up a lot of points, but his quarterback didn't put up that many points. His quarterback wasn't his quarterback made a lot of mistakes last year, and his quarterback didn't win a lot of leagues for a lot of people. So I think I can't say
48, almost 4,900 yards and 41 touchdowns. So not bad, but obviously, nothing in the way of like rushing and things like that.
Right. I think I would say Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson. I would say that, but but you think about it, Kirk Cousins, wasn't he like dead last in interceptions last year?
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, he's pretty conservative.
I know at one point he was like, he only had like 2 picks. And I think we were like halfway through the season at that point.
You know what's actually kind of funny about Matt Stafford is it just goes to show how much he's been running for his life in Detroit. His rushing yardage total last year was the lowest in his career ever. He had 43 rushing yards last year.
There's a reason for that. Because he had a line to protect him.
In 2020, as a Detroit Lion, when he was running for his life, he had 112 rushing yards. Good Lord.
He had to protect himself. He literally had to protect himself.
That's hilarious.
He definitely had to.
Actually had 4 rushing touchdowns in 2012. Wow.
Here's a hot one for you. I think Patrick Mahomes, he reanimates Juju Smith-Schuster's career.
I like it. I like that a lot. I like that Juju is the only guy on that team that fits that role of being the slot guy.
And he's on a 1-year deal. He thought he was going to get a max deal with Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh was like, shit.
Hardman, MVS, Sky Moore, they're all like speed guys on the outside. So Juju definitely has. I mean, it's kind of weird because him and Travis Kelce are probably going to be running a lot of the same routes, but he definitely could revitalize his career there. It's one of the better destinations he would have gone to.
My last, Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs.
There you go. There you go. I love that one.
I couldn't leave them off the board.
No, you can't. I'll tell you why. Because they are my number 1 overall selection. I love that pick.
Nice.
Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. Definitely my number 1 overall stack for next year. Josh Allen and his rushing ability to go with the 4,000 yards he passes for every year as well. Stephon Diggs is a huge part of that target share. You have Cole Beasley gone, Emmanuel Sanders gone. It's just the young guy, Gabriel Davis. They brought in Jameson Crowder to essentially be Cole Beasley again. But, I mean, again, Gabriel Davis is still young. Crowder's a new guy to the team. Might take some time adjusting. So, in the meanwhile, I mean, that gives Stephon Diggs plenty of time in the beginning of the season to just tear it up with targets. He had 10 touchdowns last year. No reason to believe there won't be more this year. 100-plus targets, obviously, 100-plus catches. So, yeah, I love that stack. Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen are my number 1 stack.
My question is, how much does the defense play into the target role? As far as, like you said, he had 10 touchdowns last year. Because now that he doesn't have those guys, now it's just him. Everyone knows there's all eyes on Stephon Diggs. Obviously, the coverage is going to shift towards his side more. So that means Gabriel Davis is going to have a breakout year.
I think he'll have a breakout year. I don't know what I don't know what is the definition is, like 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns. I think is possible.
A breakout year I guess a breakout year would be 1,000 yards and probably like 5 or 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think he can do that. I think he's a big play guy. I think he can. I think he's like Mike Williams-esque. Like you're going to get a lot of big games from him. He's a good flex play, big games. Some games are going to be like 2 for 40, but other games are going to be 5 for 120 and 2. So it'll just be that type of year for him.
Right.
But I like Diggs the reason I like Diggs the most, like this stack the most, is because got like Brian Daboll leaving is kind of sucks. The fact that they're going to have a new offensive coordinator, but they're not going to change the game plan a whole lot. I don't believe it's still going to be Josh Allen running the show. Like I said, 2 younger or new guys to go with Diggs. The tight end Dawson Knox isn't a huge factor in the passing game. The running backs are not a huge factor in the passing game. So I just think the fact that Stephon Diggs is going to be such a huge target monster is the reason why.
They got whatchamacallit, James Cook.
Yeah.
And he played a huge role in the passing game for Georgia.
I tell you, I've been getting James Cook in every mock draft I can. I'm definitely high on him this year. I think he'll take over that job during the latter part of the season. My number 2 overall stack for the fantasy football season in 2022 is Mr. Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb. Now, again, the thing I love about stacks and the reason I rank them as highly as I do is because you have missing target shares, you have familiar faces, you have a defense here that's likely to be giving up a lot of points. The Cowboys are probably going to be in a lot of barn burners.
Let me make sure I got my ears cleaned up for this one. Is it number 2?
This is number 2, baby.
Dak and CeeDee.
Dak and CeeDee. I'll tell you why. Dak's going to put up almost close to 5,000 yards. This is going to be a pass-first offense. I don't care, if Zeke is in. He's not what he used to be. Even if they wanted to work in Pollard, Pollard's a better receiving back than he is a between the tackles back. This is going to be a team that has to pass to stay in games. Dak Prescott has shown the ability to put up plenty of yards, even if it is garbage time. So I think he's going to be close to 5,000 yards. I think he's going to be close to 40 touchdowns. And I think the fact that the second receiver on this team is a rookie in Jalen Tolbert until Michael Gallup comes back from injury. And I couldn't even tell you who the third wide receiver is on this team. Maybe James Washington, maybe someone else. Dalton Schultz, again, tight end who's in the mix, but not a demanding pass catcher. This is the CeeDee Lamb show out on the outside for the Cowboys. And Dak Prescott, the reason I have him ranked this high is because he gives you rushing stats as well, whether it's yards or touchdowns. He's not just a pocket passer. He's going to earn you extra bonus points as a rusher.
I don't know. It's going to be tough. I mean, you're the guy now, and that coverage is, again, it's going to be like a Stephon Diggs situation. Everybody know the ball is going to CeeDee Lamb, so we need to pay attention to CeeDee Lamb. Especially they can't run the ball.
Fair. I don't think it'll be, a huge struggle to run the ball, but I think they will be more pass heavy. Like they won't be much of a play action team as they have been. I think it'll just be like spread a lot more often. My 3rd overall stack for 2022, another pair where you have a quarterback who offers you not only stats in the throwing game, but the running game and a very explosive wide receiver. Nate, do you care to guess?
The only thing I can think of is Kyler Murray and Hollywood Brown. That's the only thing I can think of. God damn it.
You nailed it, my friend.
Damn it.
You absolutely nailed it.
That's the only other duo I can think about as far as like that combo. That's the only thing I can think of. And it's not gonna plan out.
You absolutely nailed it. Kyler Murray and Marquise Hollywood Brown, the newest Arizona Cardinal.
God, I knew that was coming.
Who will be taking over the alpha role at wide receiver for Arizona until DeAndre Hopkins comes back from his 6-game suspension. Sure, Rondale Moore is in the mix, but he's more of a gadget guy.
Yeah.
AJ Green, I think, is still on the team. Zach
didn't hear
Ertz.
anything. I didn't hear otherwise, but he's useless.
Yeah, Ertz is going to have plenty of targets for sure. But when you think about these two going back all the way to Oklahoma and the ability of Murray to scramble and make plays with his legs and huge arm, finds guys down the field, all the opportunity. Marquise Brown finally starting to come on toward the end of last season with Lamar Jackson making some huge plays. And I think this is just going to be a very fun duo to watch. I mentioned earlier when Nate brought up Cortland Sutton, how any mock draft where I've gone running back heavy and early on, I've been able to get Cortland Sutton. You can come right back around to get Hollywood Brown, a guy who, again, is going to be the number one target for the most pass-heavy offense in the NFL for at least 6 games. I guess not at least 6 games. I think Hopkins is appealing the suspension. So
till you put hands on him, then he going to disappear.
That's fair. That's fair. We shall see. I'm sure Cliff has plenty of exciting ways to get Hollywood involved.
He's not gonna be that guy that come off. He's gonna have to be a gadget guy. He's gonna have to be set in motion because we can't run 9 routes all day. Okay, we can't just run fly routes the whole game. We can't do that. You're gonna have to run some routes, and you're gonna have to get separation. Like, yeah, I could beat you in a track meet. But what you gonna do when I put my hands on you? Because that was the whole reason why Baltimore got rid of him. Like, Baltimore didn't just say they didn't just draft this kid in the first round. Like, we don't want to pay him. Let's get rid of him. There was things that they saw his lack of ability to get off press coverage. Yeah, he gonna beat you deep, but that's if we give him a free release, it's a done deal. But that's with anybody with speed. We could give John Ross that, and he could beat me all day.
It could be. I thought he came on really strong toward the end, and maybe they just didn't think the contract he's eventually going to get paid is worth. He has been banged up, and hasn't exactly put up the most stats. Whether or not that's on him or Lamar, I'm not. Who's to say? But
there was something that came out about Lamar. People want to understand this: is that Lamar is a top 10 athlete. Can we agree?
Absolutely.
He's not a top 10 quarterback. Can we agree?
We agree.
Okay. You look like you hesitated there. It looked like there's some hesitation. You hesitated. You hesitated. I saw it. I saw the hesitation.
If you asked me to name 10 quarterbacks better than Lamar right now,
you can name 10 quarterbacks because he wasn't even in the top 10 last year in passing.
It's just tough because, you have to get into, is he
Okay.
Is he top 10 accuracy? Is he top 10 arm strength? Probably not.
Let's scratch the athletic ability. Let's scratch the running. What does he do that's better than 10 other quarterbacks?
In a Pro Bowl skills competition, you are going to expose Lamar Jackson. Okay. If you have the things going across the field and he has to hit a moving target, you will expose Lamar Jackson.
Exactly. He is an exciting player. Don't get me wrong. He's an exciting player. He's a top 10 athlete in the league. But when it comes to being a quarterback, he's not top 10. He's not. And that's why he will never get a top. That's why he won't get a top tier receiver. And I also think that's another reason that played in a part of Marquise Brown getting traded as well. Because he wasn't really enjoying where the offense was going.
Right. Yeah. And again, we talked earlier about where would these quarterback tight end stacks rank among this list. We picked on Lamar there for the quarterback that he is, but now with Hollywood Brown out of town, the amount of targets that just go to Mark Andrews, it's crazy value for him, and he's going, I think late third. And Lamar's still looking his way a lot, and he's been Mark Andrews friendly his entire career. So
I'm sorry, Mark Andrews. I saw the Madden ratings, and he doesn't get he don't get enough respect. I'm sorry.
No, he doesn't.
The things that he's done in that offense, he deserves more respect than that. Okay, that man, one-on-one, you beat. Period. It don't matter who's on him, whether it's a safety, whether it's a corner, whether it's a linebacker. If it's one-on-one, you're beat. You're done. It's a done deal. If Lamar Jackson's scrambling and you lose him, it's a touchdown. It's a done deal. My goal is we keep eyes on Mark Andrews. I don't care where he's at. He can be in the backfield. He can be. I don't care. If you lose where he's at, you're off the team. You got to go.
It's kind of a lazy comparison because I'm just thinking of a guy who was on the same team, but I don't know if you remember Todd Heap at all.
Yeah, of course I remember Todd Heap. Who
Yeah,
doesn't?
another tight end who
I'm a big tight end guy. I like tight ends.
Nothing sexy about him, but I'll be damned if he didn't. If you didn't watch Todd Heap, he's going to beat you.
It's a done deal. You're getting beat regardless. It is a done deal. No, it's and for me, like I said, the whole thing with Lamar Jackson is, and this is the thing, because apparently he's doing this whole holdout thing right now at the moment, and he's wanting money. I'm not giving you quarterback money. I'm not giving you Joe Burrow money. Okay, I'm not giving you Aaron Rodgers money. Hell, I'm not giving you Dak money. I'm giving you. You're going to get you're going to get Todd Gurley money. That's what you're going to get. That's what you're going to get. She's gonna get Todd Gurley money. I'm not giving you nothing more than that. I'm giving you Todd Gurley money. You're going to be happy with it because that's what you are. If we take that your running ability away from you, what do you bring to the table for us?
Hey, I'll take Todd Gurley money over Ray Rice money. This next stack I have in mind.
Fuck.
Is an interesting one. I felt weird putting him at 4 because the quarterback offers no rushing value at all. But this is a stack that offers familiarity and 2 guys who are the absolute, just elite at their position. They've been consistent. Some might call one of them the GOAT. Who knows? I've heard that tossed around once in a while. But this 4th stack here, Tom Brady and Mike Evans. My 4th favorite fantasy football stack for 2022. When you think about opportunity, Antonio Brown, gone. Chris Godwin, terrible injury. It sounds like ACL, PCL, MCL, anything that ends in CL, Chris Godwin has broken it or torn it. And he might not be back till later in the season. So that leaves Russell Gage, newly acquired Russell Gage. Since Gronkowski retired, wink, wink. Cameron Brate is now your starting tight end. And then you have a hodgepodge of guys, whether it's Tyler Johnson or Scotty Miller with that 3rd role. So I'm just seeing targets on targets to go with Mike Evans. 1,000 yards and another 14 touchdown season for him last year. It's just more and more going Mike Evans' way.
We just talked about this. Now,
yep.
Hear me out. We just talked about this, right? So now this is going to be a Stephon Diggs situation again. Mike Evans doesn't have Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin, you have to pay attention to him or he's going to beat you. You don't have Chris Godwin. He may come back, maybe 3rd, 4th week of the season, maybe. And no telling how he's going to trust that knee of his. Because, no one comes back and just be like, oh, I'm going to trust his knee and be good.
Sir, you are a Falcons fan, and I just told you Russell Gage is now on this team and ready to take all the attention away.
Listen to me. Russell Gage is not going to take attention off of Mike Evans.
Russell Gage equals Antonio Brown.
In what world? He's a great
I have
value.
a huge smile on my face, by the way, when I said that. I meant that with no seriousness at all.
Russell Gage is not – Mike Evans is going to see a lot of – until Chris Godwin comes back. And not even that. If and when he comes back, he's going to have to prove to me, if I'm a defensive coordinator, you're going to prove to me that you trust that knee of yours.
Yeah.
You're going to have to prove to me that you can trust that knee and beat me because I'm not – there's no way. Because everybody, rehab is easy. Rehab is extremely easy until you get hit. The moment you get hit is when that you start thinking like, oh, shit, are we good? Like, is everything still in place? It's gonna be a long road for him. It's gonna be a long road for him. So until that happens, I'm gonna have to see him. He got to show me. But Mike Evans is gonna have a lot of coverage in his direction. He gets it anyway, but it's gonna be more now because you don't have Chris Godwin, you don't have an Antonio Brown, Gronk is gone, and now you stuck with Cameron Brate, who've been so for as long as he's been on the team.
Now, as you are well aware, I'm an Eagles fan. I wanted so badly to be able to put Jalen Hurts, and A.J. Brown on this list.
They got to prove
But
these.
in all fairness, this team led the league in rushing attempts last year, not passing attempts. And Devonta Smith was a first-round pick last season, so he's going to command targets. Dallas Goedert's a very talented tight end. He's going to command targets. Jalen Hurts he's gonna pass for probably close to 4,000 yards, but he's not going to sniff 5,000 yards.
Whoa! Come again? 4,000 yards?
That's not crazy
for Jalen Hurts. You talking about $4,000, right? 4,000 yards.
That is not crazy.
Jalen Hurts 4,000 yards.
Maybe you check it on the spot. Yeah, 3,100 last year.
Which means he's gonna have at least, if you're talking about 4, so it means 2 of his wideouts are gonna have to be over 1,000, right? That means AJ and Devonta Smith are both gonna be over 1,000 yards, correct?
No, not necessarily.
So what are you saying? Because outside of Devontae Adams, Devonta Smith, and AJ Brown and Dallas Goedert, who else do you have?
Jalen Rigby.
The guy who couldn't beat the Giants. That guy.
Hello. I don't know if you've heard of Zach Pascal.
Who? The guy from Indianapolis? Nah, get out of here.
I think he'll be damn close to 4,000 yards.
No, he's not. I don't think so. I
he had 3,100 last season on a team that led the league in rushing attempts.
I don't even know how he got 31.
And
how he
16 touchdowns, so there's room for improvement.
So he threw for 3,100. So basically what you're telling me is he's airing the ball out, but he's not scoring he's not throwing any touchdowns.
No, a touchdown percentage of 3.7.
So what? That's like 3 touchdowns a game?
So listen, this may or may not be the reason I didn't put them on the list.
That had to have been 100% the reason you didn't put them on this list.
So the guys I did round off this list with, I feel weird about because they didn't play in college together and they have not played in the pros together. And in fact, as we saw earlier in the show, I'm not 100% sure this guy's going to be even playing this season. But
you didn't do this. Not Deshaun Watson. And oh, God damn it.
The last time Deshaun Watson.
Did you Photoshop this?
No, that's available.
How is it? This is a real picture?
That's real.
That's a real picture. That Deshaun Watson, that's a real picture.
I think so.
Cleveland allowed him to put on a fucking uniform.
I didn't fact check it. It looks real.
What the hell? There's no way Deshaun Watson plays this season. If he does, it's going to be somewhere towards the end of the season.
The last time Deshaun Watson played in the NFL, he led the league in passing yards.
True. I think he did, 4,500 yards? Almost 5,000?
This man brings you rushing ability. This man feeds a number 1 wide receiver. You remember DeAndre Hopkins' Texans years. It was beautiful. It was like no one else was on the team even.
He could catch a cold.
So now you have Amari Cooper on the outside. Supposedly these two are very good friends from what I've heard. And not only that, who's the number 2? Donovan Peoples-Jones? Maybe. He's a household name, sure. Who's the number 3? Who's the tight end? David Njoku? Because he's been tearing it up these past few years.
Well, they just signed him to a $53 million contract. So
yeah. So I mean, they paid him. Are they going to use him?
I mean, you still got backs. I mean, you still got Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, who said he's healthy.
Yeah. So yeah, and Deshaun Watson historically, it might change this year with a new system, but normally doesn't dump off very much to the running back. He's a downfield guy.
Yeah, but he's a high risk, high reward type guy.
Definitely. Yeah. So all that to me leads up to if Amari Cooper plays 17 games this season and Deshaun Watson does as well, then or 16, with the bye. Is it 17 with a bye? Or 16 with a bye?
16 with a bye. No.
Okay.
No, 17 with a bye.
Yeah, 17 with a bye.
18 weeks.
Fucking NFL confusing me. Preseason. There's 3 preseason games now and 7 playoff teams. What the hell are we doing?
Because a perfect season before this start was 16-0. So now a perfect season would be 17-0.
Okay. So if Deshaun is not suspended and Amari stays healthy, I think this duo has the makings to be a top 5 fantasy football stack.
You hear what you just said? If Amari Cooper can stay healthy and if Deshaun Watson plays. Deshaun Watson's not going to play this year. If he does, he's going to be at the end of the year, and it's really going to be pointless. It's going to be super, super pointless.
They're big ifs. Some might say huge ifs.
He was be dumbest.
Now, on to our final. Guys, this is it. MFers, I know you've enjoyed the divisional breakdowns thus far. This is it. This is the final countdown.
The final?
The AFC, yes.
The final before the season starts.
Right.
Season.
The AFC West, the division that I've deemed the most exciting in football.
Quarterback division.
Quarterback division, baby. QB factory. And we're going to start off with none other than the Las Vegas Raiders in their Death Star of a stadium. And they've got their brand new shiny toy in Devontae Adams teaming up with Derek Carr, Fresno State. Here we are again. Hunter Renfro's in the building. Darren Waller's still there. Josh Jacobs, you know the deal.
The defense is shit, though.
And now they bring in a new head coach, a familiar face. Josh McDaniels is now the coach after a stint in Denver as Tim Tebow's coach. And he was going to be the Colts coach, and then that didn't happen. And then he went back to New England. And now here he is. After the John Gruden controversy, Josh McDaniels is now the coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. As I mentioned, they also had a huge trade, brought in Devontae Adams. Also brought in Chandler Jones, a move that I think has kind of gone under the radar, but is really going to be huge for this team.
He's going to be huge for that defense.
He's going to pair well with Max Crosby on the other side. Also traded Yannick Ngakoue for Rock Ya-Sin from the Colts. So now they have Rock Ya-Sin, DB from Indianapolis.
So to show up the back end,
yep.
You got pass rusher on the front end.
Yep.
Will help Max Crosby, so that's going to help your front end. Your linebackers are so-so. Corners, you don't really know as far as corner goes because they don't have because we got Casey Hayward now.
Yeah, they're always shuffling corners. I think right now they have like Trayvon Mullen, and I think Rocky Sin's probably going to slide in there as well.
Let's see. I'm looking at this. They got a tough schedule.
It's the team that went 10-7 last season.
And they got a tough one. I mean, you start off with the Chargers week 1. That's usually never a fun game to have.
Yep, visiting the Chargers.
Yeah, so you add the Chargers. You come back for the Cardinals, Titans, at the Titans, at the Broncos, versus the Broncos. You got an early bye.
Well, it's a Monday night football game in Kansas City before the bye week 6. And yeah, early bye week 6.
But I like what they got after the bye though.
Yeah, so I mean,
let's say they do 2-3.
Okay.
They go 2-3. They come out the bye. You got the Texans, who's a shambles. The Saints, you don't know as far as how Jameis is going to play. You don't know how well their head coach is going to coach. And then you got the train wreck of Jacksonville. And then you got the Colts with their newly acquired quarterback in Matt Ryan. And they don't really have great – I mean, they still got what's his name? They still have their running back.
Jonathan Taylor?
Jonathan Taylor, yes. So he's going to be focused. It's going to be heavy focus. So I think they can win these 4 games. I'm going to be honest. I think they could possibly win those 4 games after the bye. Then you go to the Broncos. Then you have the Seahawks. Ooh, shit. I don't like that. After the Seahawks game, I don't like that.
That's quite a gauntlet after the Seahawks.
I don't like that.
So week 12, they're at Seattle. Week 13, they're at home against the Chargers. Week 14, they are at
Thursday night game.
The Rams. Yeah, Thursday night football. Week 15, they take on the New England Patriots on a Sunday night game. What a gauntlet. 3-game stretch right there.
I don't like that one. And then you got Pittsburgh. You could kind of, you might finish up the season depending on how. I think at the least I can probably say they repeat 10-7.
You think so?
Yeah, 9-8, 10-7.
I'm gonna flop it. This is a tough schedule. I didn't even really realize.
That's a tough schedule. It's most definitely a tough schedule.
And I think you're right. I think if they don't early on the season, if they don't snatch a victory at Tennessee, that's easily 1-4 through 5 weeks for me with a home against, that home win against the Cardinals. I'd give you that coming out of the bye, they could probably take care of the Texans at home, but nothing real easy after that. I mean, the easy games are on the road. When you talk about Jacksonville, Seattle, and Pittsburgh.
Wait, and you also got to look at this though. Look at the times of the Saints game and the Jacksonville game. They're 10 a.m. games, which means they're out of the country games.
Well, actually, because it's just a time zone thing, I think they're at 1.
It's Vegas time. I forgot.
Yeah. Yep.
So, like I said, I think they can possibly. I think they can take. They have to win 2 out of these 3 games. The first 5 games, you got to win 2 out of 3.
Yeah, they got to beat Tennessee in Tennessee.
You have to beat. You either got to beat the Chargers and then beat the Cardinals, or you got to beat one of these rivals. You have to be. I'm going to say they have to take one of these rivalry games. You have to take the Chargers, Broncos, or Chiefs. You got to.
Yeah, find a way to beat the Broncos at home for sure.
Yeah, and then you go 2-3. Maybe you go 3-2. Maybe you get lucky and go 3-2. Then you got a good run from week 7 to week 10, and then week 11 Broncos. If you beat the Broncos, they may be looking for a little revenge here. Then you got Seattle, who don't have a quarterback and teams in shambles. And then you go on this run here: Chargers, Rams, Patriots, Steelers. Because the Steelers' offense may not be great this year, but their defense is always top tier.
Dude, any Seattle game, I just do not want to watch this year. That's going to be the ugliest team to watch this year for me.
It's going to be so bad. You either go to Geno Smith, you lock.
Ugh. I would honestly rather watch the Lions, dude. That's gross.
Drew Lock or Geno Smith, and both of the quarterbacks are bad. It's gonna be bad for people to watch those games. If you're a Seattle fan, I feel for you because you're gonna have a really long season.
Yeah, Dylan Moran, just try to keep it together, man. Don't do anything rash before the end of the season.
It's gonna be awful.
But yeah, from that 10-7, I would probably just reverse it. I think they'll probably go 7-10. That's a tough schedule.
But my thing is this: Devontae Adams is going to bring a different. Hunter Renfrow is going to have that ability. He's going to get what he didn't get a lot of last year, and that's a lot of one-on-one coverage. He's going to have that. He's going to have the chance to show out and show why the Raiders decided to keep him and pay him that money.
Yeah, he was taking on number 1 corners last year and doing well. He's going to give number 2 and slot corners nightmares this season.
He's going to shit on them.
Yeah.
He's going to be – because I'm not putting my backup corners on Devontae Adams. No, I'm not crazy. I wasn't born yesterday. So it's going to be fun for one. It's going to be him and Darren Waller. It's going to be fun for them. They're going to get their opportunities to, show out if Darren Waller can stay healthy.
And let's go, Josh Jacobs. Come on, man. Let's finally have a season that proves you're the back that we all know you can be.
Well, you have an offensive-minded head coach now.
Yes.
You finally got you had all these defensive-minded head coach and John Gruden and all these other guys. You got an offensive-minded head coach, so they're gonna work him into the offense.
Oh, for sure.
They're gonna work him into the offense. So,
gotta stay healthy. He's another one. Gotta stay healthy.
Yeah, you gotta stay healthy.
Next up here, a team super exciting, and I can't believe they only won 9 games last season with how much talent was and is now on this roster. They loaded up even more than they had last year. The LA Chargers went 9-8 last season, 5th in points scored on offense, 29th points scored on defense. Some huge additions in the offseason. They got Khalil Mack on this team now, pass rusher. Brought in J.C. Jackson, DB from New England.
They fixed
Also, Bryce Callahan, DB from Denver. Sebastian Joseph Day isn't exactly a household name, but if you've ever watched him play, you know he plays with his hair on fire. Kyle Van Noy is an older linebacker, but he brings experience and savviness along with Khalil Mack.
He's going to be a passing down type guy.
Yep. And then they drafted offensive lineman Zion Johnson, who's kind of a guard tackle, like swing position guy, number 1 rated guard in the draft. So we'll see exactly where he slots in for the Chargers.
So they protect
losses. Yeah, losses. They lost Uchenna Nwosu, a young pass rushing linebacker. But, I mean, with the addition of Khalil Mack, you're not going to feel that so much. And they lost Chris Harris. But, I mean, same thing. You bring in J.C. Jackson. You bring in Bryce Callahan to offset that.
Yeah, most definitely. He gonna have it. Justin Herbert he's still maturing.
Yep.
But he gonna carve you up if you give him the opportunity to. And
absolutely.
Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, and because I'm gonna put you, I had Keenan Allen and I had Austin Eckler last year on my fantasy team, and they were average. Austin Eckler had some good games. Don't get me wrong. The week Jonathan Taylor went for 5 touchdowns. Austin Eckler turned around and went for 4. So I had 2 running backs that went for 3+ touchdowns and some yards. I'm like, ooh, this is easy. Keenan Allen kind of suffered. He struggled a lot last year as far as like scoring. I needed him to pull his weight, but he didn't really come on to like the end of the year.
Yeah. He's guaranteed to get you 10 points, but you're always kind of hoping for 20, and he never quite gets there.
He never quite gets there. He doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the schedule, and it's an easy schedule because you look at the first 2 games are going to be tough. Obviously, divisional games, they're tough. So you got Raiders and Chiefs. Then you have this bullshit run with Jaguars, Texans, then Cleveland. And then you bounce into a Broncos game, and then you have the Seattle game. So easily you can be sitting pretty if you play your cards right. Then you get the
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Yeah, you get the early bye. Then you come back against the Falcons, Niners, Chiefs, Cardinals. So their best opportunity is by the time week 8 is to be sitting pretty. And I'm gonna say at least no more than 2 losses between weeks 1 and 8.
Okay.
Because then it kind of you got the Falcons. I mean, depending on how we play, it can go. It can be a coin toss at that point. The Niners, you don't know who you're getting, Jimmy G or the other kid's name.
Yeah, Trey Lance.
Yeah, Trey Lance. Then you got the Chiefs. Obviously, that's always a game. That's always going to be a good game. Their games are always fun.
They are.
I like Chiefs Chargers, and I love their games. Their games are. I'd rather watch their games than watch any other game in the league. And then so after that, you got the Cardinals, Raiders, Dolphins, Titans, Colts, Rams, Broncos. This is a tough one. I'm going to have to say I can probably give them 10 wins, 10 at the most.
And they actually only have what? 1, 2, 3. Well, 4 or 5 primetime games. So they got a Thursday night game week 2 against the Chiefs, and then a Monday night game at home against the Broncos week 6, and then week 7 is not a primetime game. Week 10 at the Niners is a primetime game, and then
You have another Monday night game against the Colts.
Yep. Yeah, week 16 is a Monday night game against the Colts at Indianapolis, and then they have a home game against the Rams week 17. That'll be sweet. The Battle of LA on New Year's Day. I like that.
Like I said, I would go with. I'm gonna go with 10 wins. I have to give them 10.
Yeah, that sounds right. I think the first 7 weeks, like you said, sets up pretty well. I could see them losing to the Chiefs, and I mean, if Deshaun Watson's not there, then I'll give them that Browns win, so they could be, 6-1 going into that the week 8 bye.
Absolutely.
So I like that a lot. And then, at Falcons, at 49ers, obviously going across the country is tough, but
it always is.
Yeah, I think 10 games probably sounds right. Maybe an 11 for me. I like that. At home against the Dolphins and Titans is pretty nice there. Week 14 and 15. Yeah, I like that. I can't. This team is going to be exciting. I like Khalil Mack. He's still got a lot of juice left, I think, in the tank.
Absolutely.
And then J.C. Jackson and Bryce Callahan are very physical DBs.
The Patriots are dumb. I don't understand why they didn't pay this man.
I need to look up who the GM is for the Chargers because they're making all the right moves, man. I like it. Maybe not as good as Howie Roseman, but, pretty good.
Yeah, okay, Howie Roseman. We've seen some of his debacles.
Next up in the AFC West, we have
the Chiefs.
The Kansas City Chiefs. The Patrick Mahomes led, the Andy Reid led Kansas City Chiefs. This team went 12-5 last season, 4th overall in scoring offense, 8th in scoring defense. They added Juju Smith-Schuster. They added Marquez Valdez-Scantling from Green Bay. One of my favorite safeties in the leagues, Justin Reed, brought him in from Houston. They did add Ronald Jones, running back from Tampa Bay. And in the draft, they picked Trent McDuffie and George Karlaftis, 2 guys I'm very familiar with because those are 2 guys who were mocked heavily to go to Philadelphia. So a tough little scrappy DB and Trent McDuffie out of Washington and George Karlaftis, a D-end who is just a wrecking ball. Like, there's no finesse in this guy's game at all. He just crashes into you, knocks you over, and then gets to the quarterback. Unfortunately, the losses for this team are pretty huge. Tyreek Hill was the explosive factor for this team, and Tyrann Mathieu was the kind of like the field general on the back end.
Their back end is going to be awful because if they kept Sorensen, you're going to see a lot of receivers run past him with the ball in their hands.
Yeah, he's not that coverage guy.
Well, you've seen a lot of pictures with Tyrann Mathieu standing like this, looking at Sorensen chase the tight end.
I'm so glad you said like that. This is like there used to be like Tebowing and Griffining. This is Tyrann Mathieuing. Just throwing your arms up at your teammates like, what the fuck?
Watching Sorensen get burned for the 5th time in a game. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
That's honey badgering right there.
What was it? That was a Buffalo game where Dawson Knox was just using Sorensen. And all Tyrann Mathieu could do is just stand there and watch.
So, this Chiefs team, man, they're missing a lot of explosiveness, and they're going to need these guys to step up.
I don't think Patrick Mahomes is going to be Patrick Mahomes. We know this. He still has Travis Kelce. They got Juju Smith-Schuster. They still got Mecole Hardman. Mecole Hardman's a speedster.
Yes.
He may not be Tyreek Hill fast, but he's fast. If you lose him, it's a done deal. It's a touchdown that you're going to see. But
it just seems like he hasn't gotten a hang of like where he's supposed to be yet.
Right. Yeah, he looks lost in their offense. Yeah, that definitely sounds about right. It's a tough schedule. This is a really tough schedule.
Yeah, man. Holy cow.
Damn, this is a tough schedule. You got Cardinals week 1. You got the Chargers, Colts. Dude, I don't see nothing for them.
There are no gimmies on this schedule.
There's none. There's Nathan. There's nothing.
you're at home against some of the not the division rep. I mean, you're at home. The AFC South is where you get a few wins. Like you're at home against Jacksonville, at Houston. So those are a couple, but it's gonna be tough.
I mean, I don't even see. I mean, I don't know, man, because the Texans, they riding with that young kid that they have at quarterback. I can't think of his damn name, but
Oh yeah, Mills.
whatever his fucking name is.
Yeah, Davis Mills.
Yeah. So they I don't know. I don't know. Texas, if they play their cards right, they may not be a gimme win. But I'm just
Especially at Houston,
based off this here, I can't give them this. This may be a hot take, but I don't know if I can give them double-digit wins.
I was thinking the same thing.
I don't honestly think I can't faithfully say I can give them. This is a tough schedule.
They might be a 9-8 team.
Shit, 8-8. What the fuck are you talking about?
8-8. They just don't even play a game.
It's like 8-7. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can give them. I don't know if I can give them. I don't know. I mean, you look at it.
Is this your first predicted tie here? Are they going 8-8-1?
They may split with the Chargers because that's usually what happens.
Yeah.
The Colts, their run defense is shit, and it's been shit for a while. So we'll have to see if they fix. Jonathan Taylor is going to test that run defense week 3. He's going to expose it, and he's going to expose them to the league if they haven't. So
I will say, Nick Bolton, a linebacker who was a rookie last year, fucking came on fire, dude. Watch out for this Nick Bolton out of Missouri. He was fantastic for them last season.
Yeah, he was. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, we're going to see. He's going to be. I think a lot of young guys are going to have to step up this year.
Yeah, they need Willie Gay. They need Nick Bolton for sure. They need their DBs. It has to be more than Chris Jones. It can't be just Chris Jones getting pressure on the D-line.
He suffered last year. He suffered a lot because he was getting a lot of double teams. He suffered a lot last year. Yeah, I can't give them more than 9 wins at best. 9-8 or 8-9 is somewhere up in there because I mean you look at their first 7 weeks: Cardinals, Chargers, Colts. Then they got Tampa. They're at Tampa. So you got 2 back-to-back road games at the Colts, at Tampa. Then you go to Vegas. Then Vegas comes to you. Then you got Buffalo. Then you at the Niners. And then a bye week. Yeah, dude. I mean, maybe they get lucky and beat Tennessee and Jacksonville, but then you go to the Chargers. Then you got the Rams coming to your house. You got 3 road games at Cincy, Denver, and Houston. There's no way. I can't faithfully give them more than 8 wins. I can't faithfully give them more than 8 wins.
And the thing is, like, Tyreek Hill is such a huge part of why this offense was so dangerous. But yes. I do have to be careful in selling Pat Mahomes short. This guy, as weird as he is to watch, like when he gets to the huddle, he looks like a grandma, like jogging, like Kermit the Frog. He sounds like Kermit. He moves like Kermit. But I'll be damned if he isn't like backyard ball, like just rolling to his right, rolling the opposite side of his body, just anything he needs to do. The kid scrambles and finds the open guy. He just finds the open guy and hits him. Like he's got an arm like a cannon. He's got vision. He knows where for Christ's sakes, I forget who they played last season. I think it was a playoff game. They needed to score in 13 seconds, and they did. Like it was unbelievable.
Who did he throw the ball to?
Yeah, I think it was like Kelsey or someone just quick in the middle of the field, and they got a field goal.
But but you have to think about it. When you have Tyreek Hill.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna blow. He's gonna push your safeties back. He's gonna give Travis Kelsey the middle of that field.
Yes.
Because if you don't put your safeties back, that's a guarantee you getting your shit blown off.
Yes.
But
this team still has speed. It's just, are those guys effective with their speed?
No.
So you mentioned Hardman.
Mecole Hardman looks lost a lot of times.
MVS. Hopefully, they get something out of him. That Green Bay never unlocked.
All your wide receivers from Green Bay are going to be shown why Aaron Rodgers is so great. That's what's going to happen because you're going to see that these guys, Aaron Rodgers made these guys great. They're going to look lost. He's going to look lost. Then you got the kid that they drafted in with the second round.
Yep, Sky Moore.
His first year is going to be kick return. They're not going to throw him in that Tyreek Hill situation. So it's going to be tough to say I can give them 10 or 11 wins without Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, I think they just won't be as exciting to watch. They're still going to score probably plenty. Like they're just going to move the chains 10, 15 yards at a time instead of 30, 40 yards at a time, like they did with Tyreek.
I mean, they're going to have to. They're going to figure out something because at this point, I can't give 8 and 9, 9 and 8, somewhere up in there. That's like the best I can do for Kansas City at this point.
It's really too bad because they both suffer. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is now less exciting to watch, and Tyreek Hill is now less exciting to watch. So that sucks.
I mean, unless Tua, whatever his fucking name is, decides to take off and he jumps into his, he don't go through a sophomore slump and he takes off.
Don't make me pull up that video. Don't you do it. Don't make me pull up that video of Tua underthrowing Tyreek Hill in practice by about 15 yards. Don't make me do it. With no one around him.
With no pressure. No one around him.
Tyreek Hill's sitting there like a punt return.
Oh my God, it's gonna be a fun season.
You
got all that speed and can't throw the ball.
Yeah, Jesus. Here comes the RPOs and slant routes. Woo-hoo! Alabama all over again. Can't wait.
That's 100% Alabama all the way. And they just don't have a running back that can to compete with it.
Another crossing route. Fantastic. So last but not least, to finish out the AFC West, a team that is going to be much improved this season with a huge addition. That's right. No more Drew Lock. We brought in Russell Westbrook to man this team. Teddy Bridgewater, see you later, dude. We don't need you.
Where'd you get Westbrook? Westbrook plays basketball.
Ah, shit. Officially the new quarterback for the Denver Broncos, former point guard for the Oklahoma City Thunder, Russell Westbrook, in the building. It never worked out in the NBA.
Yeah, he's a great passer.
What do you think he'd be a better receiver, running back?
Nah, he's definitely a receiver. Okay. Yeah, he too slim. He's too slim to take that type of punishment. Yeah, he.
So Russell Wilson.
This is my most improved team. This is definitely. I understand what the Jets did in the draft, but this has to be my most improved team by far because of the Russell Wilson addition. Like, yeah, I get your top tight end with Noah Fant, but your wideouts are going to eat this year.
They got rid of their former head coach Vic Fangio, brought in Nathaniel Hackett, more offensive-minded guy. He's been in, several different places. Green Bay is one of them. So they have a new head coach, a team that was 23rd overall in offensive scoring last year, but 3rd in defensive scoring. So there's talent on the defensive side of the ball. And they only got better by adding Randy Gregory and DJ Jones, a young guy out of San Fran who, if you don't know him now, you might know him by the end of this season.
That's impressive. And the reason why they struggled because their offense was 23rd in scoring.
Right. And the huge turnaround now with this quarterback change.
Right.
So again, losses, Drew Lock, Noah Fant, and Shelby Harris are gone, but
no offense, the only big loss.
Yeah, exactly. Team that went 7-10 last year. They start off this season as the NFL does on a Monday night at Seattle.
This had to have been planned. This was a planned game. This is a planned situation. They wanted to see Russell Wilson whoop the Seahawks' ass. That's what they wanted to see. I want to make sure I'm tuned into this game. This is going to be probably one of my most tuned into game this season.
The first Monday night game of the season, the 12th man is going to watch Russell Wilson and his new team
Whoop
just
your ass.
absolutely curb stomp your Seattle Seahawks. Good Lord.
Holy shit. Dude, whoever makes these schedules is an asshole. There's you shit for that one.
That is rude.
You just gonna cut open the wound and post salt in it. That's Jesus.
So they follow up the Monday night game with a home game against Houston, a home game against San Fran, travel to Las Vegas. October 6th, they are at home on Thursday night against the Colts. They have a Monday night game at the Chargers on October 17th. Then they follow that up with a home game against the Jets. They go to London after that on the 30th of October for a London game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I guess the Jaguars are like the official team of London. I'm not sure.
They are. I think they are because they do a lot of that shit overseas. I mean, it's better than being in Jacksonville. Shit.
Fun fact: Jacksonville, the most populous city in Florida. Never knew that before this past week.
Jesus.
I know. Not Orlando, not Miami, Jacksonville. Sunday, November 13th, this team travels to Tennessee to take on the Titans. Then the Broncos are at home against the Raiders Sunday, November 20th. At Carolina on the 27th. At Baltimore on December 4th. At home, December 11th against the Kansas City Chiefs. At home against the Cardinals on December 18th. Christmas Day, they're at the Rams. And then on New Year's Day, they're at Kansas City. So 2 tough games there. And then they finally finish it off January 8th with a home game against the Chargers. And I must say, on December 11th, it is a primetime game Sunday night against the Chiefs. So that'll be awesome to watch as well.
I can give them 11. I can see 11. I can see them going from 7 wins to 11 wins. That first week, the first stretch before their bye is awful. You have Seattle, Houston, the Niners, Raiders, Colts, Chargers, Jets, and Jacksonville. You might, obviously, I think the Chargers probably going to put up a fight. The Colts, we don't really know, how well they're going to play. The Raiders, I don't trust the Raiders until I see them play because I'm not doing that. I think they can run this table. I'm not gonna say they're gonna be undefeated, but I think they can be well above 500 going into their bye week.
So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they have a bye week 9, and I agree they could easily be 8-1 by that bye week with the Chargers being their one loss there.
Easy. They can easily be right where they need to be. Let me get everybody to understand this. Just because the Colts have Matt Ryan is still Matt Ryan. The reason why Falcons fans celebrated his ass being traded. No one was sad. No one was hurt. We were happy he got traded.
And, I like Matt Ryan. I like Michael Pittman. If the running game doesn't get going, let's be honest, there aren't a ton of weapons in Indy. So it'll be.
And he needs weapons to throw. He needs people to throw the ball to.
Yeah. And the back half, obviously you have these divisional games with Kansas City and the Chargers that are tough. But again, what's Carolina look like? Are they going to be Sam Darnold or Baker Mayfield? I mean, Tennessee, nothing at wideout to speak of. I mean, Robert Woods, what's he going to look like by this point in the season? So
because then are they going to rely on that the new wideout they drafted and
Treylon Burks.
Yeah, who knows where he's going to be at?
Exactly.
So I mean, they could easily run this table. Russell Wilson could easily come in and bring them from worst to first, like easily with this schedule.
So you're saying 11-6 then?
12-5.
Oh, look at you, up the ante there.
I mean, look at the hardest part of their schedule, honestly, is starting with Baltimore.
Yeah.
And then it just goes. That's like the hardest part of their season starts at Baltimore.
Yep.
And then you got Chiefs, Cardinals, Rams, Chiefs, Chargers. Like, you can easily run this table and go 12-5.
Man, what a gauntlet at the end there. God damn.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The end's bad. That ending,
Yeah.
the ending, it's a bad ending. But if you're in the right spot, and let's say you take, I don't know, what is it, 6 games? So let's say you take 4 out of the 6, or 3 out of the 3. You go 3 for 3. You're still in. If your wins come to your losses are in good shape, you're fine. You take 3 out of the 3 and be done with it. Because you're probably going to split with the Chargers. You're probably going to split with the Chiefs. The Rams are going to be a tough game. I don't know. Honestly, I can say 10. I can say 12 confidently. 12 games.
Man. Russell Wilson, Cortland Sutton, Javonte Williams.
You got a run game. Your defense. I don't think nothing changed on your defense.
Except for addition. Added Randy Gregory. I mean,
yeah. So you just added more power to your defense. So I mean, if you can go from 23rd to 15, 14 in scoring, there you go, right there. You're gonna have a team on your hands. They don't even have to be top 10. They just got to get above average.
I tell you,
it's gonna be a fun season for Broncos fans. And they have to be excited.
You got the Raiders pairing Chandler Jones with Max Crosby. You got the Chargers pairing Khalil Mack with Joey Bosa.
Man. That's gonna be a fun division.
Let me tell you, it's been a great episode.
Before we go, so they took the ketchup bottle from Heinz Field. It's no longer Heinz Field anymore, ladies and gentlemen.
They removed the ketchup bottle?
They removed the ketchup bottle. It's gone.
No.
They took it down today. It's no longer Heinz Field.
Ladies and gentlemen, tradition as you knew it is over in football. We're about to have the Pepsi Stadium. We're about to have Dr. Pepperville. You know, Soldier Field will be gone.
I don't know what they're going to name it. It's something dumb.
Any sort of like thing you hold with any sort of nostalgic value is gone. Just accept that. Just accept that everything is corporate now.
Yep.
Everything sucks.
Everything. All of it.
But when you're feeling down and you're feeling depressed, just know that every Monday night, Nate and I are here for you.
Absolutely. Please, we're going to have more to talk about. Training camp starts next week.
Some training camp started today.
Yeah, we have a lot of stories covered. And a lot. Football season is officially here.
It's just starting, baby. We might be in the dead period now, but it's not lasting long.
No, it is here.
We got training camp. We got fantasy. Preteens will be here before you know it. We're pumped.
Absolutely.
Nate, thank you so much for a great episode, man. I don't feel like I tell you that enough.
Always.
MFers, I hope you had a great night. As great a night as we had. I know Fuji tuned in for a little bit. Thank you to Mike Fuji. To everyone else who tunes in later, because we've been killing it on YouTube. The views have been exceeding anything I thought possible. I'm not even going to tell Nate how much money I'm making because it's just that good. Thank you all so much, and we will see you again next Monday night, 9:30. Peace out.